Hey everyone, I'm Candace.
I'm Latoya.
And I'm Sher'l.
And we are Sisters Unscripted.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We are completely unscripted, where we talk about all the things, all the shit, whatever we want, from the eyes of Black sisters. So stay and kick it with us.
Let's get into it. Hey sisters.
Sisters.
So Sher'l, let's just get straight into it. You've been, traveling a lot, so we haven't seen you in a minute. So
Yeah.
what you been up to?
I started my job as a flight attendant.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Was gone away for training for like 6.5. I think almost 7 weeks. 7.5 weeks. Sorry. I'm 3 years in. That was an interesting experience. It was great. I think the toughest part was I didn't have a roommate starting off. And then when I did have a roommate, I noticed she didn't wash her hands all the time after the bathroom.
Are you serious? Girl, seriously, listen. Listen.
It gets worse.
Hold on. Let me just say something real fast. Girl, I don't know what it is about you, but you're a magnet to those people that don't be washing
That's
their
why
hands.
I said it gets worse.
Oh, no.
Hold what you're going to say.
Well, may I ask, Miss Sher'l, is before we get into it, because what I think people want to know, because you said it was like, 6.5 week process?
7.5 weeks.
7.5
Don't get it
weeks
twisted.
process. So what did that look like?
To be fair, it was 6.5 weeks initially, but starting it was 6.5 weeks, but because there was a hurricane in Texas, it prolonged things a week. So then it turned to 7.5 weeks.
Ugh, right.
So
I remember that
text you
hurricane.
sent us to the family group. I was like, dang.
It was very wild. But flight attendant training, so I guess I'll just to answer the question, I'll touch on it a little bit, because being a flight attendant is very sought after. It's a very competitive industry when it comes to the job interview. I know when I applied, I'm not exaggerating numbers, but I think they said like 12,000 people applied. Over 12,000.
12,000?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, as an HR person, they are not filtering through all them.
I honestly believe they are.
Wow.
Really? I do, because it's a multi-level interview process. And so they get filtered out. So it's a 5-step process. And of course you have to apply. You have to apply with your resume. And then I'm sure a lot of AI is involved in it. And if the computer, the robots, whatever, the algorithm, whatever you want to call it, doesn't find the words that it wants to find, then you're already scrubbed. And then the second step is an assessment. And if you don't pass that, then you're scrubbed. Then the next one is a virtual interview. And then if you don't pass that, you're scrubbed. The next step is
sounds like auditioning.
100%. I guess in this case it's a 4-step. But the final step is a face-to-face interview. Some companies will fly you out, some companies won't. But in my case, the 2 face-to-face interviews that I have had, they have flown me out to their corporate, wherever corporate is, and you have a face-to-face interview, and that consists of the first place that I had a face-to-face interview, I had a one-on-one. The second place that I had a face-to-face, which that's where I got my CJL, the conditional job offer. I didn't have a one-on-one, which is great. I didn't mind that, but a one-on-one interview, a group activity.
Oh my gosh.
I had to share a story where they were looking for times where I went above and beyond. It's a whole thing, and the interview process itself it's not fast. It's probably like gosh,
It'll take you a few months.
Yeah, I think I applied either in. Well, I guess now that I think about it, mine kind of went kind of fast. So I either applied in January or January of this year, 2024, or December 2023. And then I got my face-to-face offer, I think the beginning of February or the middle of February. I flew out the next week, and then I got my offer that same day.
You know, I do remember that because when we were trying to plan our family vacation,
That's right.
you were like, "Oh, I don't know because I might be gone during that time."
It sucks.
And that was back in March or something.
Yeah, because I was waiting for my training date. Because it took forever. But listen, I'm not complaining. I got my job that I wanted. So applying in itself is a process. But then once when you're in training, I mean, they prepare you. They can't prepare you for all situations, but they do prepare you for like worst case scenarios. So I know how to administer basic life support. I know CPR procedures. I know like how to fight fires, how to fight hijackers,
Let's go.
how to arm and disarm doors, which is super important when it comes to safety. Just all like first aid, just all safety related procedures, and the training is it's closely monitored by the FAA, and training is very much like do or die, because if you don't pass training, you don't get the job. Like
You
you're
get
not even
scrubbed.
hired at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that really the term they use? Scrubbed?
I don't know if that's the term that they use, but like
That's just the word you
I like it.
Yeah.
They should just play the "I don't want no scrubs," and when you hear that, you just get out. Like you just know it's over.
that's
TLC baby.
All they hear is didn't.
Yep.
Okay, it's my time to go.
And they'll go,
Thank you.
"Oh, I guess I didn't get the job."
you know what? Looking back on it now, that is pretty funny that you say that. Yes, but in the moment, dude, hang on. Okay, people would be so upset because like they give up. I cannot stress this enough. People give up their whole fucking lives to be flight attendants. Like my trainer, she was long story short, I was doing my shadow flight, and she was like, yeah, I got a cool story. I was like, well, if you don't mind, like let's hear it. She's like, yeah, I went through training twice. I'm like, well, then what did you do to get sent home? And she said she didn't pass aircraft week, and aircraft week was different back then than it was now, thank goodness. But I mean, even I would have passed it. I would have made sure I passed it. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But she got sent home aircraft week. And when you get sent home, you have to start over from the beginning. Like you have to start from applying, and you have to go through all the levels. But she was freaking out. And sorry, I might be talking too much.
No, I love
this
this.
is
It's
great.
interesting.
This is fascinating to me.
But she's like, I get it, because she had kids at the time. I don't know how many. I don't remember how many, but she sold her home.
Oh
She
my gosh.
put her kids in like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. And like she like was like, she literally changed her life for this job to just get sent home. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like, nah.
You think she would be happy if they were like, listen, bitch, play I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. And then she's like, what the fuck? And then they're like, listen, I don't know if you got the message, but like, you're scrubbed. She'd be so
They'd be like,
pissed.
"Oh,
She would light the whole place
do you
on
need
fire.
Do you need some TLC, some tender loving care?" No, the song says, "I don't want no scrubs." So I think you need to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, I would set that place on fire. But like, I will be seeing you at night, bitch.
Dude, for real.
That is
Because, like,
wild.
yeah, because like you go through you literally change your life for something that's do or die, and it's not 100% guaranteed that you're going to pass training.
Right.
But I mean, looking at it now, training isn't as stressful as I made it seem to be. But at the end of the day, like if you don't put in your work, you're not going to pass.
No, for sure. You
stakes
put in
are
the work. Yeah, stakes are high, and you definitely. I mean, you say it wasn't as bad now that you're out of it, but like, girl, the text messages that you were sending us, you were stressed.
Yeah, I was stressed in the moment. Because also the trainers are so vague, and the way that they did it was so weird, and I don't necessarily know what I can and cannot say, for whatever, but our first drill, our first door drill, we didn't actually get practice on the door. And so we're like, what? Like, we had to memorize the steps, but not actually touching the door. And we're like, what? Like, why do you guys do this? And then, I mean, of course, I'm not asking the questions because I know someone else is. So I'll let them look like a dumbass. And so someone asked, yeah. So someone asked, is like, so if we don't pass this, are we going to go home? And I was like, thanks, bitch. Thank you.
Or thank you.
The trainer was all like, well, if you don't pass, we'll debrief afterwards.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
They said debrief?
Yes, they use the word debrief.
I'm about to use that in my life. You know what?
You've been debriefed.
We got
100% aware. Like,
wow.
100% aware. Yeah. Like they use wild terms in the flight industry that I would never use. Like stow. Make sure you stow your stuff in the overhead bins. I'm like, who uses stow?
Just put it up there.
Yeah, and I come from a place where I just say dudes and swear all the time. So it's like, please stow your luggage, your large luggage, wheels first, in the overhead bins. That's actually my purser voice.
Purser.
Yeah, I have been purser a few times, and the first time I was purser, which was my first flight, they were like, you did really good making the announcements. I was like, thank you.
I mean, it's not like you don't come from an artistic background. Okay, we don't have to do what we do. We make people feel comfortable because our voices sound so nice.
But also, listen, it's that black girl magic too.
I don't know about that. I'm just reading and making sure people understand my words.
Magic.
I'm enunciating.
Black girl magic.
But yeah, it was a wild experience. And aside from the training, the roommate situation was wild. She's great. I love her. I just had a hard time with her not washing her hands. I also had a hard time waking up and being the first one in the bathroom, or waking up in the middle of the night and seeing her pee in the toilet.
Wait, what?
She wouldn't flush either?
But like, she wouldn't flush during certain times. So I think what
no
her,
judgment, but I guess I'm
trying to
judging.
give her the benefit of the doubt. I think she didn't flush the toilet during the nighttime.
Oh, while you're sleeping?
Me up.
Honey, flush the damn toilet.
No, I'll give her that. I will give her that.
Okay.
And if that's the case, like, I appreciate that. Thank you for thinking about me. However,
I want to see
if
your
that's
piss
what
and
you're gonna
shit in the
do,
toilet.
please make sure you're the first one awake.
Yes.
That part.
To flush that, because if I see that, that's going to be like a permanent stain on your track record with me. Like, I get it. We're all human. We all poo and we all take a pee. Okay. I get it. But like, I don't need to see that.
No, for real.
Yeah, no one.
I don't need to see that. I don't need to know that you actually do that.
Well, see, here's the thing. I always think it's interesting, and I'm not saying that I don't do this either. So I'm very aware when I say this that I participate in this action. I try to catch myself, but this still does happen. We're human beings. I'm just surprised that she didn't check in and communicate and be like, hey, girl, I just want to check in about your sleeping habits, bathrooms. I just want to know, like, are you cool if I don't flush or flush? Because I don't want to wake you up. That's why. I mean, I've never asked that before. I just flushed the toilet. But like, I'm not thinking that way just because, I mean, that's just flush the damn toilet.
Flush the toilet.
And also consideration. But, not all good intentions are good.
But listen, most people don't have respect, though.
I mean, I hear that. I mean, obviously she was taking it far beyond, but she could have just asked you. And then I'm pretty sure you probably would have been like, what? Just flush the damn toilet.
Yeah, there were some, I think that maybe comes with age. I don't necessarily know for sure. She was younger. She was young 20s.
I was going to say, but older than 10.
Yes. Right? But there were older people, because there were some guys that I was pretty close with in training. I freaking love them to death, and I miss them. I actually cried because I was so sad I probably wasn't going to see him again. But I was talking to him about it, and they're around my age, and one of them said that he was rooming with another person that's around the same age, and they actually had the conversation of like, hey, at nighttime, when I take, a little one or two, do you want me to just like a little flushy flush, or do you want me to leave? And they're like, no, flush. Like,
For real.
Right.
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm sorry, hold on. Do you guys remember that video? Sitting on the toilet.
Yes.
Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. Now flush.
Classic. If y'all out in the ethos world or whatever, in the void, if you have not seen that video,
Look it up.
YouTube it. It's a classic.
It is a classic. And if you don't know it, you need to know it.
Yes.
Anyway, continue,
facts.
sis.
But see, those guys had a conversation, but they're guys.
But I think they were older.
Okay.
Like they were older.
But I think too,
versus-
let's dissect that for just a quick second. I mean, yeah, maybe the fact they're older, but I also think guys just don't care about shit like women do. Like, so they're just gonna be like, dude, like, I need the room tonight. Is that cool? You know what I mean? And
That doesn't
whereas
prove anything.
no, because they're just straightforward and to the point, and like very much like they don't. It's almost like they don't care if they're not going to be embarrassed as easy, at least from my experience, from what I've seen with guys.
So why would guys in my situation with my roommate, why would guys have the conversation? So you're saying guys don't care, but the guys had a conversation about the bathroom versus
I get
my
that.
situation. We didn't.
No, meaning like they don't
She
care.
left it and I saw it and I flushed it.
Right.
And she heard me flush it.
But maybe not even saying anything for her, but maybe she was embarrassed, I mean,
Maybe she was what? I'm sorry?
yeah, I
maybe
hear
she
you.
was embarrassed, and maybe that's why she didn't say anything. But also, again, back to what LaToya was saying, like just flush the damn toilet. It's not that hard, But also, I don't think I'd ever ask anybody that because I would just flush the toilet. But there are times, when I have had roommates in the past, I do ask them like sleeping habits and stuff. What are some things that I need to look out for? But I just think guys are just pretty much just like, it is what it is. Like, let's just talk about it. And like, it's not that they don't care. I think it's more or less they just put everything out there.
Yeah, they
Does that
don't
make sense?
withhold. Yeah, and I do hear what you're saying about, girls and women are taught not to talk about their bodily human functions that everyone does.
Yep.
And so therefore the uncomfortabilities of having the conversation of being like, girl, flushy, no flush at night, just do it and learn.
Right.
But once again, I would just flush the toilet, but different strokes for different folks. So
yeah, very true. But she is also a different culture, so that could have something to do with it.
I didn't know
You
that.
say that.
Little detail.
I know, I did forget that. I'll be honest. But I mean, even with that, having her as a roommate was a very pleasant experience because it could have been so much worse, but I also have a very laid back personality. She did have some boy drama, which was interesting too. And I did feel like I definitely took on the mom role a few times for her. And
It's very kind of you to do that.
It's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I was actually pretty surprised, and I was like, So I guess just to wrap up my full experience with flight attendant training, if anyone is wanting to be a flight attendant, first few things that you need to know, the application process is not fast. There's a lot of Facebook groups that you can put yourself in that will help guide you through the process. Definitely use that search engine before you post any questions, because the question that you have, I promise you 50 million other people have asked, and the other 1,000+ million people in the groups are very kind of not frustrated, but they've answered the same things over and over and over and over and over again. And being a flight attendant, you need to be self-sufficient and you need to understand how to search and find answers for yourself, and be very independent. So That's a great way where you can start practicing that independence, searching those answers in those Facebook groups. The application process is not quick. If you get to the offer, congratulations, and you get to training, awesome. No, you're not going to be able to choose your roommate. You're just going to have to make do. Do your best to have those upfront conversations with your roommates.
Flush the damn toilet.
Correct, and do not go to the company with your roommate drama. Do not talk about your roommate drama with your other trainees, because that will get you sent home. Because obviously, if you can't work it out with your roommate, then how are you going to work it out with your crewmates when you have issues?
Or just even passengers.
Correct. So you really need to find, and that having a roommate in and of itself is a part of the process. It's everything is designed to help you be the best flight attendant that you can be. Just do the time, do the work, because once when you're out on the line and you have layovers, you're never gonna room with anyone ever again. And I love that.
Can I ask you a question? Is this the roommate that you caught doing the do?
Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
So what was that experience?
Oh, it's fine.
That would be so uncomfortable.
So she didn't put a sock on the door or anything? Like,
no, but I did tell her. I was like, girl, just next time, just like, let me know. It was funny because like I'm cool with her boyfriend. They were like really cool people. I love them to death, but when I walked in, they were just quiet. And then I thought something was kind of off, but I was like, that's probably just me because I read into everything. And then I was getting something from my bed, and then I looked over, and then I saw homie's drawers around his ankles, and I was like,
he couldn't even take his drawers all the way out around his ankles.
I was like, confirm. That's awesome. Okay.
He's trying to be sneaking about.
And then and they're trying to just be all nonchalant about it. And then as I was getting ready to leave, I was like, continue with your business. And then I left. And then I came back like a few hours later. I was having a game night with the boys, so that was really fun. And then so I came back upstairs, and they're done. And
did you wash your hands?
I don't even know. I don't understand why I didn't think of that, to be honest. But
I'm sorry. I have such random thoughts coming in my head right now. Do you remember that video where they'll open the trunk and he's like, did you wash your ass today?
I have seen that.
Oh my gosh. I haven't. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Did you wash your ass?
You know, we need like a segment of random thoughts or ideas from Candace. She's like, hold up. I got something random. We're going to be like, random thoughts from Candace.
Yeah.
Sitting on the toilet. Anyway, sorry.
So then you came back and they were done.
Yeah. And then my roommate was like, man, I'm hungry. And I was like, yeah, with that pounding, I'd be hungry too.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. And then her boyfriend was like, I knew it. He has like the deepest of deep voice. He's like, I knew it. And I was like, what'd you guys think? I wasn't going to hear shit? Like, come on. Like, what's going on?
You're
I'm
like,
like,
next time, just hanging out right there. Like,
yeah, for real.
On your ankles.
Next time, just let me know when you leave the room. And like,
wearing
I will
socks?
come.
that, most of the time people want to be that cool about that. But Sher'l is. She's like, you know what? Do your business, but just like, let me know so I don't interrupt the flow.
Well, because she became my roommate shortly into training, and then she told me about her and her boyfriend, but they weren't together at the time. And so like, it's just natural. Either they're going to do stuff in his room or they're going to do stuff in my room, but then him and his roommate were having some issues. So like, I'm cool. So of course they're going to do stuff in our room. So like, I don't care.
But listen, just because you're cool doesn't mean that, you deserve to have people up in your space, like doing things without, not that I'm saying they have to ask for permission for that, but also it's like, you have a roommate, like have some respect. And it's not one of those things where you're in a house, you're in a hotel where the beds are side by side. Like, so there ain't no hiding. You're not in a room where you can shut a door. You know what I mean?
I mean, sure, but I also don't feel like they really did anything wrong.
Oh no.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know, but just because you're cool, it doesn't mean that you should have to put up with that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just where we have two different views. I don't feel like I had anything to put up with, because like
fair.
I wasn't going to do anything. And if I was going to be there for a long period of time, I'd be like, homie, I see your drawers, put them on, go somewhere else, because I'm going to hang out here for a little bit. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's a funny memory. I can think about it and laugh about it. And it's those things that made training somewhat enjoyable, because it was very, very, very stressful situation.
Ooh, you know what story you should say or tell about? Speaking of, fond memories on the training world or during your training time, didn't you think that there was like a Blockbuster or little video store?
Your boy, your Utah was showing.
The amount of times I tell people I'm from Utah was unruly.
It's a real thing, though.
There was a 24-hour video. I think that's what it was called, 24-hour video. It was during Hurricane Week. We didn't have training. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
And so it was a Thursday, and a few of us were like, hey, let's go to a museum. Entry is free, so let's get an Uber and bounce. And on our way to the museum, I saw a 24-hour video, and I was like, oh my gosh, is that like Blockbuster? I haven't seen one of those in a long time. And then this guy, I love him, bless his heart. Oh man, I freaking love him. He's like, yeah, dude, that's like adult videos. It's like adult entertainment. It's like, shut up. Is it really? And he's like, yes. I'm like, dude, I'm from Utah. Like, you don't see that stuff. And I still thought he was fucking around. And so I Googled it and I was like, oh my gosh, you are so right. And he's like, yeah, dude, don't go in the back.
That's what he said.
Yeah. And then I was like, what? That's first of all, how do you know? And then he looks at me and he's like, I'm military.
Oh.
I know a lot of things.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit.
Oh, well.
From Utah.
He said, don't go in the back.
I'm in the military. I know things. I've seen things. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Any military folk out there? Is this true?
Yeah, the amount of times I said I'm from Utah is so really.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and even to like, because I'm based out of Colorado, and even just Colorado, because Colorado is so similar to Utah. There's just, even the times I still say that a lot in Colorado. I go to the liquor store just to go get snacks, and then I see
get snacks at the liquor store.
Yeah, you can get snacks at the liquor.
That's
not a thing here. That's right.
Love
that's not
Colorado.
a thing here.
Yeah, because we have to go to the state liquor store and look like, we're
sneaking out some like bad stuff in a brown damn bag.
Yep, looking like, the person from. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking downtown where the folks are.
Oh.
You go downtown.
Wait.
And Little Shop of Horrors, when they're holding the bags and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like, they make you feel dirty.
Yeah, for having a drink.
I just want some wine. Anyway, sorry, continue, but that's cool. You can get snacks in the liquor store.
Yeah, I'll just go get some water, some ho-hos, or
do they ask for ID before you go in?
No, not at all.
So do you think that if someone went in there just to buy snacks that they would be able to get it?
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
But you're also of age.
No. Like,
so if someone
the first time I went there, I went to go get snacks, and they didn't ask for my ID.
Okay, interesting.
But when you bought booze though, they did, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. But I'm just curious because I still get nervous about. I think I brought my kids into the liquor store with me once, and I was terrified. I thought they were going to say kids don't belong here, but I just needed to get some wine for some dinner stuff.
Right.
And so,
dinner stuff.
No, I mean, I drank it too, but no, I really was using it for, some, I think stew. I was making some stew. Anyway, But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've been with a friend here in Utah who brought her younger brother, and he was like 5 at the time. And we went to a liquor store, and I was like, "Bitch, you crazy?" And she's like, "No, it's fine. He can come in." And I was like, "Okay, we'll see." And they didn't question her at all. And I was like, "Oh shit, she's right. She's an alcoholic, so she would know."
Dang. Putting out her stuff on the web.
It's okay. I'm sure she's not anymore. But at the time, she was.
See, I swear that when we were kids, we went to the liquor store.
I don't remember that.
I swear that we did. Or maybe I made it up. The silence said everything. Thank you.
Oh no, I was just thinking.
They all were like, let me go back
No,
in time
I
and
was
see
just
if I
thinking.
remember.
But there's so
swear
many
we
things.
did.
There's so many things that you guys remember that I've blocked out. So honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we did.
Maybe it was in dreams. I don't know. But I swear we did. But maybe I'm thinking of getting it contorted with like just going to the store and buying, like when parents would buy beer or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's fascinating. I mean, I love Colorado. When I've been out there before to perform and had the best time. And what blew my mind a little bit, that you could go, the liquor store was open on Thanksgiving. And I was like, what?
I can get me some wine on a holiday.
Yeah, one of my friends who was from New York, he was like, yeah, everywhere you can do that. I was like, not in Utah. Everything shuts down. So you got to like, the stores are popping the day before Thanksgiving or any holiday because everyone's trying to get their liquor before the damn store closed down for the next 3 days.
Right.
The only thing that's open is 7-Eleven.
Wait, what?
7-Eleven.
I know if you want to get that beer, but I'm talking about like a good thing. You can make some good cocktails.
That's
something
exactly. You're proving my point. The only thing that's open is 7-Eleven, so you got to plan.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but you can't buy wine or cocktails
Correct.
at 7-Eleven.
But you can buy batteries for your toys that Santa didn't get you on Christmas. You can go to 7-Eleven for that.
Oh my gosh.
So what you're saying is check your stockings.
I don't know, Santa, did you give us any damn batteries in our stockings? He sure didn't. That's why I went to 7-Eleven on Christmas.
Oh, you were really meaning like actual toys. I was not. You're talking about like toys.
I thought that too. I don't know. You're talking about your roommate getting the thang and the bang bang. Okay. So
You know what? Speaking of that, this is totally random and it's going to divert a little bit.
That's fine. This is unscripted.
Someone told me recently that he's not sexually attracted to me.
Oh, was that a shock? Did that hurt your ego? My goodness, who is this person? We need to meet them.
For real.
What? Did you hear us go, oh,
I know, right?
what? How did that make you
I
feel?
still don't know how I feel about it, but also too, I'm like,
You want that more.
Does it make you want that person more?
I don't know. We all have daddy issues. But like, I don't know. I think my problem is I sabotage. Like I aggressively sabotage so I can figure out their intentions with me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I came out and I told him because he asked me if I blocked him or if I unfriended him on a certain site. And I told him that I blocked him and he's like, well, why? And so I told him the reasons and then I was like, well, I think it's because I like you and I just don't want you to see the activity that I do on that site. And he's like, I just don't think we're compatible or we're capable.
Oh.
I think you're super attractive, but I'm sexually attracted to you, not so much. And I was like, oh my God.
Listen, this is new territory for you because that's never happened to you before.
No, that never has. And like, but I told him that I like him, even though I don't, this sounds terrible, but like, I don't like him, but I'm still interested in him, but I'm interested in him a little bit more than what I was prior. So I'm kind of on the trajectory path of liking him, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
But like but I said that so I could see if we're on the same page. Am I wasting my time? Like, does that kind of make sense? Mm-hmm. So I kind of sacrifice myself a little bit, in lack of better words. I'm a little intoxicated, so it's probably maybe not what I mean. But yes. And then he said that and I was like, what?
I wish you guys could see her face right now.
It's weird to me.
You're like, me?
Because also too, some stuff happened and I'm like,
Wait, you didn't say that. Wait, some stuff happened. And then he has the audacity to say that?
Girl, I know. Girl, I know.
That is, I say that's a fucking lie. Okay.
He's so hot.
Dudes do not. Okay. I mean, I know dudes can have like no emotions and shit, but like they have to be attracted to you to get to some point if there's any kind of physicality stuff, right? So someone is fucking lying. Okay. And I'm going to call him on that BS.
What is it? Scrubbed.
I also think there is some truth in that because our dynamic did change after some stuff.
Also, he's pushing you away.
Oh, maybe he's the one self-sabotaging.
He caught a little bit like, oh, maybe this might be, this could be dangerous because I could fall into this. So I'm going to say some other things to push you away. And then you're like, oh no, how dare you? I didn't know that you don't like me. Now you want to have someone who you think don't want you, but really actually does want you. He's playing some mind tricks. Pass.
You better speak.
You know what I say? Pass with a swirl and a snap. Bye.
I just think
attractive or not,
Colorado in general.
Oh, he's from Colorado?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Girl, they're different.
Oh my gosh. Girl. Okay. So I just started opening up my I just opened up again Facebook dating because I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm not sure, whatever. Anyway, that made no sense. But like some people started liking me and I was like, oh man, these men are different. Okay. Like, and they're hot and they're muscly and they're tattooy and they look like they've got trauma all over their faces. And I'm like, oh, I love that. I fucking love that. I know. I'm just more
trauma likes trauma
myself because of the guys that I like. But yeah, I'm like, yes, these guys are fucking hot.
We're gonna have to see a picture of him, right?
Oh, yeah, but you guys are.
Oh, we get to see a picture now? Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's real time.
This one's
You guys
fun.
are gonna think he's cute.
You know what? Everyone, sit back and relax. We're on the flight of Sher'l's airlines.
I'm gonna think he's cute at all.
Right?
Yeah, well, we will be.
We're in Sher'l's world.
We are in Sher'l's.
We're in Sher'l's skies.
Gorgeous.
Yes. Look at these gorgeous skies.
We are above 90,000 feet.
Say hello, everyone, from the skies. Sher'l's Airlines.
And yeah, I'm the random.
It's gonna blow your mind. What
Stop.
did you find?
She is still
Sher'l's Airlines. Book your tickets today. Take the flight, and you're gonna be all right.
Show
That's
us.
him. The long hair. Oh, stop!
You know what I have to say? I don't want no scrubs.
Guys, I think he's so beautiful.
Good for you.
What you like?
I'm good for you. Oh, look at him. Look at him. He's a skater.
I mean,
He was a skater.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it kindly. He's not attracted to you. He better be grateful that you are into him. Girl, get that out of my face. Get that out of my face. He said that about you.
So attractive.
He better be lucky that you're talking to him.
For real.
Okay.
Are you for real?
Yes, I am dead ass.
Tattoos.
Girl, I am dead ass. Get that out of my face.
Oh man.
We sit here talking about this dude like he's like.
I'm all thinking he's looking like someone from the Vampire Diaries.
Right? Because Colorado
No, we have
slaps
complete
different.
opposite tastes. You think he's attractive? I think he's ugly. I think he's hot. You think he's busted.
That's true, but
know.
sometimes
Just
we
play
leave.
somewhere in the middle.
There's sometimes you and I have
true. I
had
love a
some
good brain.
same attractions to some people.
Like
Yeah,
who?
very, very small. I
Like
don't. I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head.
We ain't gonna name no names.
Yeah, we ain't doing that either.
I mean, we could. I was thinking like celebrity.
Also,
yeah.
everyone, the flight has landed because we said, get that out of our face.
Dead ass.
Dead ass. Sher'l's Airline.
Oh my gosh! I don't know,
I came up with a whole theme song for your airline.
guys. I have had some wild experiences so far in Colorado. I am not gonna lie.
Okay,
So we need to save that for some other episode.
I don't even think these are things that I can say on this podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, you can because we listen. You can always do things in like a cryptic way, and also that's why we gonna put explicit. So if you 18 and over.
Yeah, but I also don't need people knowing about certain
true.
parts of my life.
That's true.
But also, you guys are willing to share certain parts of your life. Then
Hey, who knows? Let's see. But also, guess what? No, not the evil laugh. But no, for real, I don't have nothing going on anyway to be sharing. So my life is.
My sisters are gorgeous, okay?
And LaToya
gorgeous and intelligent and wise. Like, y'all don't understand. I know things are going to probably blow up after this podcast. So just know I'm going to be real with you and be dead ass real with you. If you don't take care of my sisters, I'm coming for you.
She'll give you 3 seconds to run.
If that. I'm older now, so...
So she
I don't even know if I got 3 seconds anymore because that patience is thin now.
Y'all, this episode, like, I didn't think we were going to talk about this the whole time. So that's, I mean, there's a lot going on in your flight attendant life, girl.
I know.
It's kind of cool. I'm excited to hear more about
this
that life.
I honestly feel kind of at home in a way.
Like in Colorado?
No, like with flight attendants, because like I don't feel like people really understand me on like on a relationship level. And then my first crew that I had, I'll say this real quick and then we can wrap it up. They asked me about my relationship because at the time I was dating someone who was very complicated. And I was all like, oh, it's complicated. Like, bitch, who you trying to tell?
Oh.
And then I was like, what? You all are in complicated relationships? And they're like, that's the life of a flight attendant. And then like the first officer, she's like, that's the life of pilots. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Listen, I believe that because working on the cruise ships, there is so much drama that happens there. It's like you're in a tin can. And like everybody, not everybody, but like, cause I wasn't into people really there. But like most people were sleeping with everybody, and, their dog and all that stuff. Like it was crazy. Like there was so many things going on. So that it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
You know what? I just realized that this episode is Sher'l's Airlines. And then the next episode or one of the episodes has to be Candace's cruise line.
Oh, not the cruise line.
Yep.
What was that sound?
Because she's going to have to go down memory lane. She did that for how many years? 5?
About 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. See, and Candace right now is the most traveled in the family, and Sher'l's going to be coming up on you because she's going to be traveled as well. And one day I'll talk about my Amsterdam trip that I went this year, but that's another episode. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Let's talk about our joy this week.
Yeah.
What's your joy for this week, Sher'l?
I got to come home in my lovely condo for almost a week. So it was very nice to decompress.
And can I just say, this is so random, but I know random thoughts.
Random thoughts of Candace.
But no, like, even though we don't see each other a lot when you have been here, like, or when you are home just before you even have this job, like I can still feel your presence here in the state. But now that you're out and flying and stuff, like I feel like a piece of your presence is like just not here, and it feels weird. Does that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So like when you were here, when I found out you're back home, like there's a level of like comfort that came with that for me, like knowing that you were here, even though I knew I probably wasn't even going to be able to see you, but here we are. I'm so glad we got a chance to see each other. But yeah. I don't know. It's nice having you home.
Thank you.
I agree.
So, but what's your joy?
I think that is my joy, that the three of us are able to get together and record again. I'm not gonna lie, because I've been working a lot, as we all have. I was not dreading, but I was also very tired, and I was like, all right, I gotta do another thing. But this was very rejuvenating to be with my sisters, so that's my joy.
And the black joy that's happening right now,
and the comedy. I mean,
oh my goodness,
I went on a flight and I was just sitting on the couch.
Next
so
is a cruise ship line.
Can't wait. What about you, Can?
Oh my goodness, I want to say this one because this is my joy for sure. But I'm like, I want to think, because I thought there was something that happened with my kids this week. I can't, I'm not remembering that. But anyway, we'll just, this is honestly this. It's been nice to be around the both of you and just kind of be in your presence. And I don't know, and I love that we just like pick up where we left off. We're sisters, but also it's like we haven't seen each other for a minute. I mean, I know I've seen you, LaToya, but also it's been in a capacity where we haven't really been able to really connect.
Right.
Watching your shows and we're doing our Black Joy, event with our friends and stuff like that. And like, while we still connected, it wasn't like this type of
right. We have our own sets of communities as well outside of ourselves.
Yeah. So that's my joy. That's my joy. So
I love it.
But we are so happy that you were here with us, and we hope that you guys follow us online. Our handle is Sistas Unscripted. You can find us on most platforms. If you guys have any questions, comments, or just shout outs or whatnot, send us an email at sistasunscripted@gmail.com. And we're just so happy that you're here, and we can't wait to see you on the next episode.
And make sure your shout outs are appropriate. I've seen that, Nick.
Someone got
dot
called out.
Okay,
You
so
got
you
called
better
out.
not do any of that stuff, okay? Or else
She gonna fly
Listen, her tongue is
to your place. It is quick.
rough
Uh-huh.
and quick. So she's a go.
keep your shout outs appropriate. That's all I'm saying, friends.
So, but thanks again. We can't wait for the next episode.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Sisters out.